I have arrived to cook up the perfect Dragon Ball Legends 7th anniversary predictions of what is going to happen in Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. So, enjoy this because it is going to be top-notch. And if it is anything less than this, I think this will be a fumble of an anniversary. So, let's get into it here. Part 1 being, hear me out on this, Kefla, and then a Super Gogeta. Similar vibe with the Super Gogeta, going off that PyCon thing, right? PyCon Super Gogeta. Well, I'm just saying a new Super Gogeta from DBZ, the Janemba versus Super Gogeta. That would be a pinnacle. It kind of fits everything you want in an anniversary. A new Goku's going to come out. A new Fusion's going to come out. 2 new Fusions. Some Vegeta love could happen as well. I mean, that's what really we're looking for, right? Gokus and Fusions. That's what anniversaries are. That's what makes the money for anniversaries. Something along those lines is going to happen, and if we're thinking monetary, Fusion to Goku, Fusion to Goku, Fusion to Goku. That's always what we gotta think, right? So I'm just playing into that because that's what they want to do, and it's successful for their, well, pocket. But Kefla, I'm a bit hazy on exactly what I'd want specifically. I would more put an expectation on the mold that she just outright starts Super Saiyan, then she can transform Super Saiyan 2, or again, this idea that the update itself could be you start as base and then after 20 counts you automatically, you don't have to do anything, you just automatically transform. Whatever's going on, automatically transform, automatically heal, 20%, 30% health back, 40% health back, and then you can choose your transformation and or have it be automatic later on in the match, whether it be like, okay, now 60 counts pass, or you pop that main ability with Super Saiyan Kefla and then you go into Super Saiyan 2, right? I would say Super Saiyan 2 would be not limited because they're probably never going to do that again, but from how they like to be as anime accurate as possible with this game, which I think is a lot of times a positive, Kefla was exerting a lot of power during that moment. So my mentality would go toward they make her more limited in her damage setting, like really, really good for the first 20-30 counts she's transformed. She can just obliterate all, Exodia obliterate type things, right? Crazy stuff. Which would be fine, but maybe it'd be different than that. I'm kind of still on that vibe though, of just like an impeccable verse setting of that. She would stay Super Saiyan 2 afterwards, obviously she would. There'd be no, like, I guess they could add a defusing mechanic. You know, if you're below like 10% health, you defuse into 2 I don't know how they do that, but they could, I guess, do that. But let's say they don't add that, it's just a Kefla. Make her weaker as the battle goes on, kind of like a Kaioken thing going on there. Not anything incredible because, again, the power exertion, I think, is very overwhelming for the character because it is the final stand of Super Saiyan 2 Kefla when she goes Super Saiyan 2. So something along those lines, but nonetheless, a Kefla is needed in this game. And then Super Gogeta, I feel like that goes without saying. We don't have a solo Super Gogeta LF unit. That does not exist. We have PyCon with Super Gogeta, which, yeah, that exists, and that's cool. That's not bad. It's just we need a Super Gogeta that's a solo LF. Like, we got Vegito, we got Vegito Blue, we got Gogeta Blue. Super Gogeta's missing. The first one of, well, the second one of them all. I mean, come on, it should have been already a thing. So we could get that. Again, update animation kind of vibe there. Though PyCon and Gogeta are not that old. I think they're gonna be touching 2 years old during this anniversary. Once the anniversary ends, right? They're not too far off from that. So what? They're like a year and a half, year and 3/4 right now. So they're not too old, but again, we've seen updates of characters be very fast from initial droppage to where they are now and their, you know, newest unit form of themselves, right? We just see that sometimes happen very quickly, and this would be a shocker to me. Again, monetarily, this just sells a lot, and if anything, in a unit's kit design, I really just think they make him omnipotent. Like, that's just going to be the LF you're supposed to go for, right? Like, and then you even have Kefla being, you know, that crazy powerhouse late game. I feel like Gogeta, they would just make him an amalgamation, just become a deity and be that himself. I feel like that's what he deserves to be. Watch the movie if you haven't. Rewatch it. Rewatch the last 5 minutes of it, because that's really the only part that matters to this conversation. Even if there is a fusing, like, you know, they start as Goku and Vegeta, which they did last year, so I don't think they would, but if there is like a fusing one, make that character, once they fuse, just a broken god. It just feels like what Super Gogeta deserves as what his character is. You know, Kefla's struggling. She's fighting UI. You know, it's a tough fight, but she's struggling. Okay, she could be a powerhouse, but nothing crazy overall game. Gogeta, he literally grabs Janemba by the horns, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta respect him at least a pretty good degree here, Legend. So hopefully we do that by the end of it all. That's what I got. I guess more details I could give that are my prediction is Zenkai's, which would fit alongside each part setting. So let's say part 1, UGB Platinum equipment. I mean, it's fusions, right? So we're talking about fusion buffs. Kefla, Gogeta, UGB, Platinum, boom. As well as, we're not thinking another Zenkai. No. I am actually considering the premise of either more strongly LF Gogeta Blue, Plat Equip, or a Pikkon Gogeta, Plat Equip. I don't think either with Zenkai. Obviously, Gogeta Blue can't. He already has one. But Pikkon Gogeta or Gogeta Blue. And you could even toss in, since it is Kefla there, Voken Plat. Goku Bardock have one. Same celebration release. It's there. Much more confident in saying UGB Plat than the other Plat Equip for LF Gogeta Blue. Because I know people are asking, and this would give quite a bit of color diversity, to be fair. That's 4 different colors that would happen, assuming they're not the same color as GB and whatever it is, UGB there, but it's Gogeta getting his show out. He just gets the insane glaze of 3 Gogeta buffs. I feel like it's a very real possibility there. Part 2! What's the expectation? Even better than Part 1, or arguably even. It's up to your debate. I would say Part 2 is going to be LF God Goku / Hit Tag Unit. And then the other banner is a new Evo Vegeta. Now, obviously, Evo Vegeta needs a representation. The only character he has is from many years ago. Releasing post-anniversary, actually. The LF post-Revhan, if I'm not mistaken, which is 3rd year anniversary, which is far ways away from where we are to 7th year approaching now. So that rep needs to be out. Obviously, we do have the tag Evo Vegeta, but even then, like, they fell off a cliff very fast. So, again, Evo Vegeta, new rep, give him some manga animations. Quite frankly, that is a thing that could easily be done very nicely from anything they've done from any of those arcs, because he does use, I believe, at least Super Saiyan Blue. They could just translate over, or even, like, Ultra Ego, and they use attacks from there. Here, like, they've done, like, manga relation things. They can do that easily. Again, it's Evo Vegeta, Shuin, need to see that. Vegeta Clan, oh god, if they get buffed, that'd be treacherous, but hey, they would be deserving of some help, honestly, because it has been a little minute since they've been buffed up. Then, God Goku and Hit Tag Unit. I feel like that's a very simple one. Maybe you could have it again. We obviously don't know the full extent of the big update, but the premise would be that a lot of new essence things can happen. So maybe you can start off as God Goku and Hit, and then you transform-esque idea, this premise of transforming into Super Saiyan Blue Goku, or you could interchange it, like you do a strike card and then it interchanges into him flashing into blue, like when he does against whatever the small blue guys. Wait, he probably against Dispo. Against Dispo, where he flashes in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and he translates it back and forth to trick him with his level of speed he can do, right? So you never know what he's going to do, and we could have that be a this card procs, or into this card. It's like a green card procs. Okay, Super Saiyan Blue for 3 counts. Then he goes back to Super Saiyan God. Then he goes back to Super Saiyan Blue because he popped this many of that thing, etc. You tag out this many times, then this happens. There's a lot you could do with tag units, which is why that diversity of it would be very nice. And then Hits could have a similar idea, where even against Dispo, he says, you don't know if I'm going to use my time skip or not. So you could have it where Hit is time skipping, Hit isn't time skipping, and it could manipulate the way that's being played in that current moment, in that current setting of PvP. Again, we clearly don't know the full extent, like I said, of the update, but those premises right there of like the manipulation of during certain settings and different activities in those settings in a match, per a moment in a match, not even every single second of the match, it's the same thing. It's literally changing every single time. The adaptability of this to duo character would be a nice way to show out what they can do with this big update, because they are gassing it, and they should be, if it is as impactful as it, is being led on to be. They could do a lot with that tag unit. Now, you want to have them be whatever colors. I'm not going to go too deep into that. I don't know what they'll do with all that, but those two as LFs, God Goku and Hit Tag Unit, and then an Evo Vegeta, just a solo Evo Vegeta. Update his animations. Again, we have, Namek Goku got a new unit. Well, good for him. Guess what? His animations are better as the updated version. We have other characters as well. Evo Vegeta himself from Evo Ken has updated animations from Evo himself. Obviously different moments, but still similar premises there. Animations look better. We keep getting that mentality. That man can look amazing. Now, God Goku and Hits LF, I will say that is a bit of a tough one. They could just make it where like a duo rushing in forward type of thing, and they are just pummeling everything. But I'm not sure what they do for that. So you gotta, you know, maybe conceptualize something here, or maybe something could pop up here as like an example. But I don't know what they could do for that, honestly. They could do anything. Vegito has a heat dome that he spawns, and he released 6 months ago. So you really never know what they can do. They really could just do anything. This update can make anything. Part 2 Zenkai prediction slash ultra slash whatever for premium units essentially would be that we get, and I'm not the most confident in this, but I am feeling this premise that Evo Vegeta gets a plat, and he doesn't have plat, by the way. That's a thing people really forget. He doesn't have a plat. And I want to say Go Frieza get a Zenkai, but I also don't. I'm much more... I'm also only talking about LFs, right? Obviously. Maybe Ultras if they get brought up. But Rev-UI Zenkai, Evo Vegeta gets a plat, Rev-UI Zenkai. Or if not Evo Vegeta because he just got a new unit, Go Frieza, plat, Rev-UI Zenkai. Please! Please! Just please!
Yes.
It's astounding. This mortal really is something else. This is the true power, complete in all its majesty. This is autonomous Ultra Instinct.
You know what Part 3 is. Part 3 is obvious. Now, trying to fit in, you know, the extra Gokus. Yeah, I know. To be fair, Legends Fest just had 2 Gokus. Technically 3 Gokus with Goku Black if you count him. So, I get it. Putting 2 Gokus in one big celebration is just like an for some people because they don't want to see Goku get every single representation buff. And yeah, but then you kind of subdue that thought with money, 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 money. And then we get Ultra MUI. I mean, realistically, there's not too much I can really say about that. A lot of people were saying Ultra Forku, but now that we got Daima Forku, I just can't see Ultra Forku till Legends Fest, which is not obviously that soon. It's got to be Ultra MUI. People are even saying Ultra MUI for Part 1 as an Ultra. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, it's a game update, not like a whole reset of every banner update. That's just a crazy notion. I hope it doesn't happen. That'd be craziness. I don't want to see double Ultra. That's a lot of summons to do. But Part 3, Ultra MUI. I feel like everyone's in that same boat. I don't think anyone's really straying from that. I think Part 1 and 2, people are always like kind of, they're hazy on, right? They're like, oh, this, that, the other could happen, but like, I want this specifically. But Part 3, feel like everyone's in the same category of Ultra MUI. So I'm also there. And if there's any mechanics that he's going to have, I can't even begin to imagine. You know, it could just be he just coexists. He has this aura in his hand. When he first spawns into the match, he can just vaporize it if they throw a blue card, and then boom, that blue card is 0 damage because he had it already in his hand. Like when he fought Jiren, right? He caught his attack, then he just whoop, vaporizes it because he's Ultra MUI. Can that not happen? Can that happen? Who the hell knows? We shall see. Part 3, it would be Ultra Hits Plat. Yes, 2. It's 7th anime, man. They're gassing this to highest degrees. So I'm going to put it up there as well. Ultra Hit Plat into, that's up to the decision. Whether there's nothing after that, you know, no Zenkai, no Plat for an LF, sure. But again, as I stated in Part 1, that's the reps part. Part 3, MUI, that's the reps part again. Even Part 2 can arguably be reps as well because of Kefla. Let's just say, again, Part 2 would be just fusion characters, UGB, LFGB, then the residue essentially would come in, whether it be MUI gets a Zenkai, or Rev-UI gets a Zenkai. In Part 1 it was Evo Vegeta, Go Frieza, double plats, or whatever, right? MUI is Zenkai Part 1, then Rev-UI gets his Zenkai Part 3, or flip-flop reverse. It would just be one of those remaining characters from the Part 1 prediction. Evo Ken could get their plat in Part 2. Like, I don't think there's a certain thing. There is a lot of reps units that need buffs, and every single one of them could potentially actually get these buffs. Though I'm probably most confident in the notion that if we get, you know, LF Zenkai and Plat Part 1, Ultra Plat, and an LF Plat Part 2, I'm more confident than not to say it's only going to be one Ultra Plat, or one LF Zenkai, or one LF Plat, not two of them again. So I'm going to double down on the notion that it's just Ultra Hit Plat. That's my anniversary. Don't know if you enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. I think it brings in the bucks, right? Kefla, cool character, not a perfect fusion, but a cool fusion. Gogeta, obviously the real money bag's there, but Kefla's still there. It's still, you know, a fusion nonetheless. Goku hit, I just think that's a thing that's needed to happen for a long time now. And new Evo Vegeta, I think, deserves some respect. If I'm thinking, again, the money situation, a Goku, then a Vegeta, then a 2 fusions, and then MUI Part 3. I think that's what the anniversary is going to be, with those Zenkais, with those Plats, and all of that jazz. So, what do you guys think of my 7th year anniversary predictions? Hopefully it comes to fruition. I think it's a good one. Hopefully it is. I'll see you guys in the next one.